So, one of my favorite social media reports has recently come out, and this report is put together by a social media agency called We Are Social. It's called Digital and then the year, so Digital 2025. My colleague Sarah is going to share the link in the chat. If you want to download that directly, you can. It's completely free to have a look at. And it revealed that there are now 5.24 billion active social media users worldwide. So we count an active social media user as somebody who logs into a platform at least once a month. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking, gosh, yeah, once a month, I certainly do log in to the platforms that amount of time. It's more like, numerous times a day. But that is at the moment the standard metric that we look at in order to compare like for like between the platforms. This is a 4.1% increase year on year. So it is growing, and that's down to better connectivity amongst many countries, better internet, better smartphone usage and availability. So it is continuing to grow, which is mad. I think it's grown every year of my career, which is, a 15-year career. And interestingly, the top reason why people use social media is to stay connected with loved ones. So I think that's something as marketers we can often forget, is that actually talking to people, friends, family, colleagues, that is the main reason why we use social media. Number two, I think, is very telling, which is to fill spare time. So if you're sitting waiting for something to start, an appointment, a bus, or if you're traveling, or if you're sitting on the sofa in the evening relaxing, you're filling spare time. And a lot of that is now time scrolling through social media. So that's why entertaining content can perform so well in social media, because people are literally bored. They're looking for a distraction. They're looking for a bit of escapism. They're looking for something that will make them laugh or feel good. So that's why social media is so popular, because it does fill that spare time very, very easily. The average time spent on social media by the typical internet user is 2 hours and 21 minutes per day, which is pretty crazy, isn't it? You might be relieved to know that in the UK, it's about 1 hour and 40 minutes. So it is slightly less than the kind of global average there. But it's still a hefty chunk of the time that we are spending on our phones is on social media or on our computers. And the world's favorite social media platform amongst users aged 16 plus is Instagram. So this is what people would say, yeah, that's my favorite. This is done on opinion based on surveys. So Instagram is definitely seen as the favorable platform. I thought it was telling to also include what the most used platform is too. And as you can see by this screen grab, which is taken directly from the report, WhatsApp is actually the most used social media platform here in the UK. So they have overtaken Facebook over the last year. And also, some of you might be thinking, that's interesting because I wouldn't really class WhatsApp as a social media platform. It is, of course, owned by Meta. It is one of the Meta family of apps. And I think given that social media typically is defined by a tool that enables you to have a two-way conversation, I would certainly count WhatsApp as a social media platform, particularly with the rise of broadcast channels, the popularity of groups, the fact that many businesses now have profiles on WhatsApp and you can subscribe to updates from lots of different publishers or communities. So WhatsApp is a really interesting platform. And if it's something that you haven't really considered as part of your marketing mix, perhaps it's time to start considering how maybe there may be a possibility for you to either offer customer service through WhatsApp or indeed create some sort of regular broadcast through a WhatsApp channel. So that's something that a few of our clients are currently kind of looking into the possibilities of. And as I'm sure many of you are aware from being WhatsApp users, you really do need to offer significant value in order for somebody to follow your business on WhatsApp, because it's often seen as quite a protected space by users. And you wouldn't want to just be selling your product there. It wouldn't really work in that kind of way. Interesting to kind of scan through the list there. Of course, LinkedIn is in there, but slightly further down because LinkedIn doesn't reveal its active members. It just tells you how many members it has total on the platform. We've also got X in there too, still in the kind of top 5 position. TikTok has slightly dropped down that list compared to last year here in the UK, which I think is quite interesting as well. Nothing too alarming, but perhaps, recent news of it potentially being banned in the US, which is still ongoing. We don't know what's going to happen there, but that may well have put some people off being on the app. Or it might just be, as some of our clients are finding, it is just very, very difficult in order to create the level of content that's needed to make TikTok a success. So it isn't often the easiest platform to maintain great engagement on or maintain a presence on either. So really fascinating to look at those stats. And I do recommend that you download the report, which you can find in the chat, or if you're watching this on replay, we'll make sure that the link is put in the notes on this video too. Another study which came out in the last month is the Metricool 2025 social media study, which was looking at engagement stats on each platform, particularly compared from 2023 to 2024, to look at that difference in just a year in social media. Very interesting to see that LinkedIn interactions are up 99% and clicks are also up 122%. So LinkedIn is on fire, according to Metricool. Posts on Instagram are on the rise, and reach is also up 21%. Reels continue to dominate, according to Metricool. Looking at X, post frequency is down 38%. So one of my clients put this quite nicely recently. They are deprioritizing the platform. So they're just essentially posting a lot less there. Some of our clients at Avocado Social have taken the opportunity to pause the platform entirely and sort of create a more like a dormant existence on X. And engagement is down 29% as well. And then TikTok average watch time is up 71% despite the uncertainty of the app right now. And if you're following the news in the US, or if you are indeed based in the US, we're about halfway through the time in which has been promised by Trump for TikTok to either sell or kind of work out what they're going to do about this US ban. So we've made it halfway through that time, and the app is back available as it always was. Usage on the app is pretty much back to normal standards in the US. So it's again really fascinating to see what might happen there. And it's very hard to make a prediction at the moment. It's certainly something we will probably be reporting back on in March on our next update.